Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants. Welcome back to Code Vein on the Road to 100, where today we are going to um, be having some interesting shenanigans happening here. So the Blanched Greatsword is a pre-order bonus kind of weapon that came out at the very beginning of the game, and it's a God Eater weapon, as you can see from the giant saw blade in my hand here. This is absolutely from God Eater. Now, the funny thing about this weapon is it has nothing unique or interesting about it. It's not particularly high on the attack list, and it doesn't sport any kind of unique anything. The charge attack here, you'll see that we do gain a little bit of extra stagger resistance on our charge attack. That is the only thing that is extra super special about this weapon. And so in order to capitalize on that, Eva makes for a really fun fight. Even though the run back is horrendously long, the fight with her is actually a lot of fun because you can kind of dance around her and evade her attacks by just moving in good patterns. And if you are caught doing anything at a time that you shouldn't, you will be punished by an instant death most of the time. So we are going to play charge attack, and all the charge that we can go for as we go through the Crown of Sand. This is a really, really fun way to play because the charge attack indeed strikes the ground. And why is that interesting, right? Because, oh, okay, because, and somehow this guy can hit me from sideways. And the reason that's amazing that we have a charge attack that can strike the ground is because why? We have this wonderful beauty of a weapon that comes up on this guy like this, and we get killed, and we can strike the ground, and we can stagger these guys over and over and over again, which is awesome. And I'm dead completely within the first 3 enemies of the game here, and Jack is dead too, so off to a smashing start here. And this is the downfall of Hades not having any ichor available to us, as well as trying to just kind of get our bearings here as we go along. So let's go grab our haze, because I'm not about to lose it to a bunch of ridiculous shenanigans like this. And this guy with his 3-strike AoE attack. See? Look at that AoE. Crazy. He's not even near me, not even hitting me, and he's killing me. So let's start over yet again. So you can see that these guys, because we don't have any ichor to really play with, that when we come up on them, we don't really have anything useful that we can use at the moment. But they do stagger very, very, very hard, and they put them in a corner where you can't get around them to the back here, so that is a problem. Okay, there we go. We got impact wave going, so this guy's toast now. Good. And we've got our ichor going. We've got our stamina built up here. There's a stagger. There's a stagger. So you can see that we're completely able to stagger these guys over and over and over and over again. And it makes for a really fun, engaging way to play with these guys here. And the real engaging fun part comes from the Eva fight later on, which is just so very fun. I highly recommend it. It is a great fun way to play this area. Okay. Oops. There we go. And there's nothing, again, special about this charge attack. It's just the fact that it is a lot of fun, and it's flashy, and it makes a lot of sparks, and it does a lot of cool flashy type stuff. And you can see that during the attacks here, that we're able to kind of move these guys around because we have an incredible amount of stagger ability in this weapon, while compared with the fact that these guys do not have any kind of balance that they can write home about, and so we are able to just smash them into the ground very, very easily and quickly. So okay, that's how this okay, Jack, I will decide. I decide that we keep moving, and so that's how this blood, or this weapon and this build from this blood code actually engage with each other. It's more or less the same thing over and over and over and over again. So we'll just zip on over to Eva real fast, and we'll see about getting her boss fight engaged here. Oops. Okay. Somehow we're just getting slapped around. Okay. And that will help us. Oh, Jack's dead. Interesting. He must have got stucco in the sand there. So this this setup though is quite enjoyable, because the Blanched Greatsword, like I said, it's not anything that's usually typically on the top shelf of anybody's wish list for damage, for power, for ability sets, for these kinds of things. But it is really nice that it has the power slam that strikes the ground, and so when you couple that with impact wave, you are getting a 255% multiplier on your weapon damage, paired with a superior gift that allows you to stagger the enemy over and over and over, which then sets you up for success on a successive follow-up charge attack, which then damages the enemy's balance even more, which then sets you up for an even better charge attack the second, third, fourth time around. It really does lend itself to a fairly repeatable attack setup that you can kind of count on at certain points. Now, if you are going for like what we're doing, where we are normal mobility, and we want to kind of be able to move around, then that is kind of a problem, because most of the time we are going to be getting damaged pretty easily. But if you go for something like the GXL Overgear, where you have really high damage resistances, you can just kind of stand there and you don't have to actually dodge or do anything. You just stand there and take it and keep going. So it's pretty awesome stuff. So here, as we get into the into the Eva fight, we do have to do our charge attack for the Veil a couple times in order to get us up to 20 Ichor, so we can use Jack during the transition point. So keep that in mind as you go for this fight, as you go for this kill. You cannot do it just straight up, engaging with in the fight here. Oh, whoops! I just absolutely missed what was going on there. Okay, so we can go for a charge attack here, and she'll stagger, which is awesome. Okay, let's get more stamina. Are the hands coming after Jack? Okay, so we can try and hit her here a few times, and we'll stagger her several times, as well as Jack doing... Oh, whoops, we just got flattened. There we go. And you can see that we did not do any of our charge attacks here. So let's try for a few of those here. Oh, whoops. I couldn't tell what was going on. That was a botched fight from the very beginning. That didn't go anywhere fast, as you could tell. We weren't doing our charge attacks when we were supposed to. We weren't doing anything we were supposed to be doing. So you can see that the real low Ichor value here is it really hampers the usefulness of the blood code, And even though this blood code, Hades has all the right things in all the right places, it definitely makes for a very, very, very difficult build to execute in practice because of the fact that you just don't have enough ichor, and your recovery is based on your charge attacks. And if you don't have your gifts active, then you don't have charge attacks. And if you don't have charge attacks, you don't have ichor, which means that you can't use your gifts. So it's kind of a chicken and egg kind of situation here, where we do have a little bit of an issue that we need to think about before we actually get engaged into a fight. It typically lends itself to a very problematic scenario. So now if we just focus on doing a few veil drains here at the beginning to try and get us as much ichor as we can, so then when we go into phase transition, we will be able to actually get Jack active, and we can see that part of the build as well. This is also a great way to stagger her as well. Using charge drains, she staggers very, very hard off of that, which is great. Okay. Let's get some of these hits in here while we can. And she just happens to slap us really hard there when we're not looking. Okay, let's go ahead and heal. Let's heal. So before she goes into phase transition, she will stagger. Yep. And let's get Jack going. Now Jack's probably gonna die here, but that is okay. Oh boy. Are we dead? We're dead. Oh no, we're not dead. Okay, let's... Oh, shoot. I am not paying attention. Let's get a charge booster going. Okay. And let's go. Let's get this. Let's get ice. Okay. And I can't see anything there. Jack's face is in the way. And we lost impact wave. Ouch. Thanks, Jack. Okay, but now we got impact wave. But I guess it doesn't matter because Jack's gonna kill her. Okay, well, that's that. But you can see that in phase 2, if you are able to get Jack going because of phase 1 and not be stupid like what I was doing there, where I was just face tanking everything in her path, it actually makes for a really fun way to go about engaging with her in this pretty enjoyable fight that we have here in front of us. Okay, now let's try this again. If we go not with normal mobility, but if we go with better defenses here, because who cares about the fact if we get hit? We'll just be fine, right? So if we go for the kill again, nothing will change except our mobility here. And the interesting thing is that we can just go along in practice here as much as you wish on this fight to see how it would engage if you were indeed going for this kind of a setup over and over and over with her. Okay, and now we can go for all these charge attacks here. And you can see that she staggers very, very well in this part of the engagement. And we do need to go for drains so we can get 20 ichor. Okay, she's going to do this again, which is fine. Okay, good. Okay, so she's transitioning. Let's go for Jack while we can. Go, Jack, go. Okay. Now, this is going to be a super problem here with the hands. Okay, good. She's going for Jack. And see, we are just a massive damage sponge here because we're just constantly getting thrown around. But the damage that comes out of this thing in the quick succession that it does, it's actually pretty okay. But the increase in our defenses here just didn't really matter too much at all. So I like normal mobility personally, as a minimum. But if you're okay with the slow, you can do that. And you can change out the 20% of your damage here for something like Regenerative Drain, because you're using your Blood Veil anyways. So you could use something like this for some survivability. But because everything basically one-shots you here in max difficulty, this is just a fun way to try and get yourself into a position where you have enough iCore to actually execute what the build has to offer. And because of the fact that we have Jack along for the ride, he gives us an extra 50 stamina, which brings us up to 294, as well as morale boost gives us another 50, so that brings us up to 344, and then we have a 33% reduction if we're not getting hit. So if we do play well, then concentration will absolutely benefit us in a huge way. So you can see here that having an S strength definitely boosts this weapon quite a bit here with all the buffs that we have going of being intensified, as well as two-handed sword mastery brings us up over 2,000, which is pretty nice. But it is definitely still not one of the monster powerhouses of the two-handed sword category. So you could even go for Judgment Edge, and since you're going for the charge attacks anyways, this would probably be the more beneficial value to go for. But it's just fun because of how flashy this weapon is, in how it moves and goes during the attack animation here. And it's just a really cool weapon. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.